Thanks for tuning in. Today's practice is going to have a sort of grounding theme. So you'll notice we won't get too far off the mat. A little bit of the series will float, we'll fly around a little bit, but really channeling that intention of staying grounded. We were just discussing how difficult this week has been motivation-wise for a lot of people. Trying to stay focused, grounded, working towards some sort of goal in this difficult time is always important. So, staying in touch with where you're at, physically, mentally, even spiritually. So just a good intention and thought process to carry with you through your practice and through your day. So let's have a start laying on our backs. Encourage you guys to play your own music, something that helps you get through the day. Legs out long, hands can be resting on your chest, on your stomach, one of each. May help you to tune in with your breath, physically feeling with your hands that rise and fall of your chest and abdomen. And let's start to shift from that normal breath into your Ujjayi breath. So constricting your breath with your mouth, closing your mouth and breathing in through your nose, out through your nose. Building heat for your practice, building warmth from within. On your next inhale, toes and heels come together, arms come up overhead. Interlace your fingers, send your palms up towards the top of your mat and point those toes away. Nice, good morning at 11, just after 11 o'clock. Morning stretch. Stay here for a couple breaths, making sure those shoulders don't creep up towards your ears. Engage that core, send the belly button down towards the mat, a nice flat back. As you stretch those toes long, fingertips go tall, pressing the palms up high. On your next inhale, step that left heel to the bottom left corner of your mat. And on your exhale, right heel comes up and over the left as you reach the fingertips towards the top left corner of the mat. Little side body stretch through the right intercostals, the right ribs. Trying to keep that right shoulder pinned on the mat, right hip down into the mat as well, as you expand through your right side body. On your next inhale, come back to center. Exhale, right heel goes to the bottom right corner, left heel up and over the right as you press the palms of your hands up towards the top right corner. Elongating that left side body. Opening up in between each rib. On your next inhale, come back to center, release that bind in your feet. Let the fingertips go, send them down towards your hips. On your next inhale, bring that right knee into your chest. Exhale, grab for the back of the knee and send that right heel high for a hamstring extender. Keeping that right heel pointed up towards the sky, right toes are pointed back towards your nose. Shoulders are pinned away from your ears. Core is engaged, pelvic floor is engaged. On your next inhale, bend that left knee, planting your left foot firmly on the earth, close to your sacrum. On your exhale, bring your right ankle down over the top of your left knee for a figure four. Just gently rock side to side here, opening up your hips and low back. Meet back at a neutral position, keeping that figure four. Inhale, reach through, threading the needle, grabbing for the backside of the hamstring. You can grab for the shin as well to deepen this figure four stretch, pulling your left ankle up towards you as you press that right knee away. Stay here for a couple breaths. On your next inhale, slowly release. Exhale, send that right heel high down to the mat. Inhale, bring that left knee into your chest, give it a squeeze. On your exhale, send that left heel high, fingertips go behind that left hamstring, behind the left knee. Actively pressing through the toes, the point back towards your nose, pressing that heel up towards the ceiling. Trying to keep your hips square, shoulders away from your ears, releasing any tension in your forehead, your jaw. On your next inhale, bend that right knee, plant the right foot close to your sacrum. Exhale, bring that left ankle up and over the right knee. Sway side to side. We'll meet back at center. Inhale, thread the needle through, grabbing for the hamstring or your shin. Deepening that figure four. Toes stay pointed up towards your knee. Left knee is pressed away from your shoulders as you pull that right knee or right hamstring in towards your chest. On your next inhale, release the grip on your leg. Send that right heel down. Exhale, send the left heel high. Lower it all the way down to the mat. On your next inhale, bring both knees into the chest. Give it a squeeze, rock side to side. Inhale, cross your feet. And on your exhale, rocking along the spine, making your way up to tabletop. Fingers are nice and wide, palms planted firmly below your shoulders, knees about shoulder width apart. Tops of the feet rest softly on your mat. Inhale, shine your heart forward, drop that navel towards the earth. Shoulders come down and away from your ears. As you exhale, press through the palms, send your head down low, arch the back for your cat. Inhale for count. Exhale, press through. Inhale, come up for count. Exhale, cat. Meet back at a neutral spine. On your next inhale, right fingertips go long, left heel goes back. Trying to draw a straight line from those right fingertips to your left heel. Pressing firmly through the left palm. Staying active through that left glute to keep that left heel engaged or raised up high. On your next inhale, just the right palm comes down to the mat. Exhale, tick-tock that right foot out to the outer right side of your mat, opening up to your left for a supported side plank. Important here not to rotate out on your left hip, keeping that left heel raised. So your left foot is actually parallel to the ground. Left fingertips stretch up nice and tall as you press the mat away with your right palm. Gaze comes up and over those left fingertips towards the sky. Staying active through that right side body. On your next inhale, left hand comes up overhead as you slowly and controlled step that left foot towards the top outer edge of the mat. So we're going to be in a low lunge here, a little bit of a wider stance. Hands both come down to the mat, placed just on the inner edge of your left foot. Really sinking into that right hip flexor. Option here to come down to your foam roller or block on your forearms. Creating more space in that left hip to come down further by spiraling out to that pinky toe edge of your left foot. On your next inhale, come back up to the palms. Exhale, press that left palm to the inner edge of your left knee, twisting through this lunge. An option to stay here or deepening the stretch. Inhale, left fingertips go high, and on your exhale, reach for the back right foot and looking your gaze over that left shoulder. Wherever you find yourself, try and deepen into that stretch with each exhale. You made it all the way to this bind. On your next inhale, slowly release that right foot. Exhale, left hand comes around, meeting the right. Inhale, pressing through both hands. Send that left leg back, returning to a nice flat back for tabletop. On your next inhale, right fingertips go long, left heel goes back. Actually, switch that. So we're going this way now. Left fingertips go high, right heel goes back. Pressing firmly through that right palm. Staying active and engaged through that right glute, sending that right heel high. On your next inhale, left hand comes down to meet the right. Tick-tock that left foot to the outer edge of your mat. Opening up to the right side this time. Supported side plank. Pressing the earth away with that left hand. Looking your gaze up and over those right fingertips. Again, staying engaged through more of your lateral glute on the right side, that glute med, glute min, as you keep your foot parallel to the ground, that right foot. On your next inhale, right fingertips come up overhead. Exhale, slow and controlled, not so slow there. Step that right foot to the outer right edge of your mat. Breathing into that left hip flexor. Option to come down to forearms here as you rotate out to that right pinky toe edge of the right foot. Inhale back up to the palms of your hands. Exhale, press that right hand to the inner edge of your right knee, twisting through the lunge. Again, option to stay here. With your inhale, right hand goes high. Exhale, reaching for that left foot, looking your gaze over your right shoulder. Wherever you find yourself, stay here for a couple more breaths. And we'll meet back in this low lunge. Planting both hands firmly on the mat. With your inhale, untuck those left toes, raise that left knee up off the mat, and step that left foot forward, keeping both feet out wide to the outer edges of your mat as you sit down into your yogi squat. So hands come to heart center, elbows press those knees out wide. As you really try to sit down, tuck that pelvis underneath you, elongate the spine, stretching the top of your head up nice and tall. On your next inhale, plant the hands down in front of you. Exhale, send the hips high, wide-legged forward fold. Feel free to sway here, side to side. Shake the head out, jaw, neck, shoulders. Option to grab for opposite elbows. Heel toe your feet into about shoulder width apart, maybe just a little bit wider. From here, I want you to take a slight bend in your left knee as your forehead comes to the right side, stretching the posterior aspect of that right leg. Allowing your grip at your ankle to pull you further down into this forward fold. A little shake is good here. Inhale, come back to center, straighten out that left leg. Take a slight bend in the right knee as you exhale and deepen that fold over to the left side. On your next inhale, shift your weight back to center. Exhale, walk your feet all the way in, big toes to touch, heels to touch. From here, inhale, arms come up overhead, and on your exhale, sit back into chair pose. Remember to keep those shoulders away from your ears, trying to shine that heart forward. Looking down over your knees, making sure you can see your toes. Feel free to pull those up off the mat. We're going to shift here. So inhale, hands come to heart center, and we're going to shift forward onto your tippy toes, raising the heels up off the mat while still trying to sit down into that chair. Little isometric contraction here, quads, gastrocs, soleus. Exhale, slowly release down, hands to the mat, forward fold. Walk it out. On your next inhale, hands come up overhead. Exhale, sit back into that chair pose. Inhale, hands come to heart center. As you exhale, left elbow to the outer edge of your right knee, twisting that chair. Trying to keep those knees in alignment, making sure that left one's not popping out in front of the right. Pressing firmly through the palms of your hands to deepen the twist. Inhale back to center. On your exhale, slow and controlled, press through that left foot, coming up to a single leg standing pose. Inhale, shift your weight forward at your hips, and as you exhale, slow and controlled, step that right foot back, arms come up overhead, high crescent lunge. Inhale, spiral out to the right side of your mat, making that right foot perpendicular to the left, opening up warrior two. Keeping that lunge in the front left knee, not too deep though. Imagine trying to pull that left heel back and the inner edge of your right foot forward. Ooh, little pop in the pelvis there. Gaze is out over those left fingertips. On your next inhale, left fingertips go high. Right hand goes low for reverse warrior. Don't lose that engagement in that front left leg, keeping the lunge there. Inhale, back up, warrior two. Exhale, left elbow to the inner edge of that left knee. Extended side. Inhale, back up, warrior two. Exhale, shifting the hips towards the top of the mat. High crescent lunge. Inhale, hands come to heart center. Exhale, slow and controlled, single leg, mountain pose. Inhale, arms overhead. On your exhale, hinging at the hips, step back. Send that right heel back, keeping your hips square to the ground as you reach your fingertips forward, warrior three. Finding that focal point on the ground, your Drisdy point, help you keep this balance. Inhale, hands come to heart center as you tick-tock forward. Both feet on the ground, walk it out. Inhale, arms come up overhead. Exhale, fold all the way down. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, sitting back into that chair. Seeing if you can find new depth here. Inhale, hands come to heart center. Exhale, twist to the left. Inhale, releasing that twist. Exhale, fold. Walk it out. Inhale, hands come up overhead. Exhale, sitting back into chair. Inhale, hands come to heart center. And on your exhale, press through that left foot, through the right foot. Left knee goes high. Single leg mountain pose. Inhale, shift your weight forward. On your exhale, step that left foot back, slow and controlled. Arms overhead, high crescent lunge. On your next inhale, rotate towards the left side of your mat, sinking down into your warrior two, opposite side. Gaze out over those right fingertips, pressing that right heel back towards the left inside part of your foot. On your next exhale, reverse that warrior, right fingertips go high. Keeping the lunge in that front right leg. Inhale, back up, warrior two. Exhale, right elbow to the inner edge of that right knee. Left fingertips go high. extended side. Inhale, back up, warrior two. Exhale, shift the hips towards the top of the mat, rotating back to the left toes, coming off that left heel for a high crescent lunge. Inhale, hands come to heart center. Shift your weight forward at your hips. Exhale, step forward. Single leg mountain pose. Finding that focal point. Inhale, arms come up overhead. On your exhale, hinging at the hips, sending that left heel back. As you reach forward, warrior three. One more breath here. On your next inhale, come all the way back up to standing. Both feet planted firmly on the ground. Oh, that was fun, huh? From here, take a nice deep breath in. Arms overhead. Exhale, fold all the way down. Inhale, plant your hands, step back, high plank. Exhale, slowly lower all the way down, chaturanga. Inhale for upward facing. Exhale, send the hips high, downward facing. On your next inhale, shift forward, high plank. On your exhale, right knee goes to left elbow. Inhale, step back. Exhale, left knee to right elbow. Inhale, step back. Exhale, switch. Going through these on your own. Start to pick up the pace. Get a little core engagement here. Build the heart rate. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Send the hips high. Downward facing dog. Pedal out the dog. Walk from side to side. Pressing firmly through those fingertips, sending the chest back. Trying to press the heels down to the mat. It's okay if they don't touch. On your next inhale, shift forward, high plank. Exhale, lower down, forearm plank. Still pressing firmly through elbows, palms of the hands, keeping a slight raise through the shoulders, mid-back. Couple more breaths here. Hold strong. On your exhale, press up, downward facing dog. Inhale, shift forward. On your exhale, lower all the way down to stop. Bringing the palms of your hands flat on the mat, tucked in tight towards your rib cage. Elbows are squeezed together behind you. Tops of the feet lay softly on the mat. Toes are pointed away. Staying nice and soft through the palms of your hands. Come to a neutral spine. Engage through both quads, lifting your kneecaps off the earth, pressing through the tops of your feet. Shoulders are squeezed together, elbows are back and away from your ears. On your inhale, take a slight raise through your forehead, looking your gaze up and over the top edge of your mat. Staying active through the posterior chain here. You can float the hands, taking any pressure off of the palms. Exhale, lower down. On your next inhale, interlace the fingers behind you. Big toes come together. On your next inhale, press that fist away from your shoulders down towards your sacrum. As you exhale, lift the feet up off the earth. As you lift your chest, press that fist down towards your feet. Holding here, staying active through that posterior chain. 2 more breaths here. As you exhale, lower all the way down. Inhale, plant your palms down on the mat. As you exhale, send the hips back, your knees go wide. Child's pose. Really staying active still here. Child's pose can be a resting pose, but trying to keep yourself active, pressing away with all 10 fingertips, sending your hips back towards your heels. Option to tent both hands, getting a little bit more chest expansion in the front side of the body. Remember to keep those shoulder blades squeezed down and away from your ears. As you press through, sending your hips down low. Inhale back up to tabletop. And on your exhale, make your way around to a seated position. From here, inhale, arms come up overhead. Exhale, fold, hinging forward at the hips, reaching for knees, shins, ankles, or feet. If you have a towel or a blanket or a pillow handy, taking a slight raise in your sacrum, your sit bones, grab one here and show you, will help with this forward fold. So folding a blanket over on itself like such, coming to that edge of the blanket, so your sit bones are just slightly raised up off the mat. Inhale, arms come up overhead, hinging at the hips forward to deepen that fold. Taking a slight bend in the knees if you need. One more breath here. Slowly come up one vertebrae at a time. On your next inhale, plant your hands about 6 inches away from your sacrum with the fingertips pointing back towards your glutes. Inhale, nice tall spine, and on your exhale, press the earth away, raising the hips up high for a reverse plank. Sending those hips up high, keeping engagement through the palms of your hands. One more breath here. Exhale, slowly lower back down to a seated position. When you're ready, slow and controlled. Again, one vertebrae at a time, lowering all the way down to your backs. Inhale, take a bend in both knees, bringing those heels up close to your sacrum. On your exhale, send those hips high again. Hands are planted down, palms face down on the mat. As you press through your heels to send those hips high for a bridge. From here, option to take that bind behind your back, so interlace your fingers, tuck your shoulder blades up, sending your heart forward towards the sky, hips a little bit higher. Again, option to stay here or set yourself up for wheel. So for those of you that it's in your practice, fingertips and palms come down to the outer edge of your ears. So just on the outside of your ears, fingertips are pointed down towards your shoulders and elbows are stacked up towards the sky. Heels are in nice and tight towards your sacrum. Take a nice deep breath, and on your exhale, press firmly through your palms, through your heels, sending your belly button up high for wheel. Another trick to coming out. Before you release, tuck your chin, slow and controlled, to save your neck as you lower down to your back. Couple open mouth exhales here. Let any heat that's been building release. From here, big toes and heels come together. On your exhale, send the knees out wide. Supta Baddha Konasana. From here, trying to keep your core engaged, so belly button's pinned down towards the mat, nice flat back. Heels are pressing together as you drive your knees down towards the mat. So it's a total lower body engagement here. As you press the knees, for me, the back's gonna wanna arch up, so it's this kind of give and take relationship. Keeping the core engaged, keeping your pelvic floor engaged, pressing firmly through the bottoms of your feet as you press those knees down towards the mat. Staying active here in the lower body. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. On the next inhale, bring the feet flat, knees come up tall. Open mouth exhale. Inhale, send both bottoms of the feet up towards the sky. Exhale, grabbing for the outer or inner edges of your feet as you press them down towards the mat. Happy baby. Option here for your Friday to be a playful baby. Kicking one leg out long, bringing it back in. Opposite leg. Rocking side to side, rolling back and forth, whatever kind of speaks to you on this Friday mornings / afternoon. On your next exhale, let the legs go long, arms come out wide, letting everything go, allowing yourself to melt down into your mat. Coming back to that place of stillness. Stillness in mind and body. returning back to your normal breath. And when you're ready, if you're ready, start to bring small movements back into your body. Letting those movements grow a little bit bigger. Slowly making your way into a comfortable seated position. Bringing your focus back to the intention of staying grounded. Again, for some of you, it might be the opposite of not being too grounded, not being stagnant. So finding that balance in this time of isolation, staying connected with yourself, with your practice. As always, I thank you for showing up on your Friday. Namaste.